Hey, YouTube, Incendar here. Today with first impressions and thoughts on a new game called Talibri, or Talibri, as was already an argument on comms. Tomato, tomato, potato, whatever, however you say it. We have an interesting new game. I think you large-scale economy, material supply chain players can really get into. Although this is a newer game and it just got out of beta, I see the beginnings of a very deep economy-based supply chain and demand system. They recently added player housing and, according to the roadmap, eventual guilds and even guild wars for taking the control of in-game towns. Also, if your game time is really short, this one could be a super match for you as it's extremely AFK friendly. So, just last week, I had a short video on what I saw as a new golden age of MMOs that's just starting now. I listed about a dozen new MMOs that are coming out and how I can't wait to see how all this begins to play out. My actual list of viable MMOs is still growing, and I'm watching actually closer to about 24 or more now. Not even counting all these other options that are popping up like what I'm discussing today. Talibri is a PBBG, a new genre of game you may or may not be familiar with. I had no idea about these until just about 2 weeks ago when I first started playing. So what is a PBBG? It's a persistent browser-based game if you're not familiar with these. Maybe we can even coin some new terms today. See Talibri more of a passive PBBG or mmo-pbbg. Basically, just think of an MMO that cuts right down to the basics of gathering, refining, supply chains, maybe smithing, woodworking, tailoring, but without all the other crap. As this is a new, completely free game with a small 2-person development team, this is just my initial impressions I got from the game and an introduction to new players who might want to try it out, maybe scratch that MMO itch without devoting their entire lives into a game. I'll likely do a full review in the future with updates on any significant advances, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. Okay, so let's get started into the game. Just looking at the welcome page, 4 gathering skills, production skills, affinities, their combat classes, hundreds of avenues for progression, global buff, bonus system, leaderboards if you like those medals in certain other games. Absolutely no pay to win, and there never will be. And a lot of games say that. I truly believe that with this game. As you can read on here, it's just basically 2 guys that have full-time jobs doing this on their spare time. And they're interested in community, and I believe that's really true from what I've seen on the Discord and interactions with in-game players. On World, you can actually see that they have a map. There is multiple continents, multiple cities. You can read this more on this page. To get started, all you do is click play now. You'll need to make an account, email, password, your typical whatever. And here you're into the game. So let's say you wanted to get started. All you do is go up here to locations. Let's say you want to be a forester. You just click on this forest, click on spruce logs, start. Immediately you'll notice it rolls dice to determine if you succeed or not at collecting spruce logs. And this is pretty much the basis of the game here. You can actually just now let this run AFK for 3 days to a week if you want, or I guess even longer. Just gathering logs. And that's like, if you're super busy on time, that this may work out for you, and that might be all you want. Of course, in this game, what happens is everyone's pretty much specialized. So if you go over here to the marketplace, you'll notice sell orders. I can go to material, and let's just, I can sort by price. I'll look at spruce logs. Currently, they added a housing system, which is really burning through both foresters are high in demand, but also woodworkers. So if I look at spruce logs, you can see the price. There's your typical tier: white, green, blue, purple, and it actually goes many levels above that too. I guess I can get into that a little later. As far as the cities, if you go up here, cities. So basically, the way you want to look at this is, somebody's out there chopping logs. They bring them back. You AFK that for however long. So if you want to be a gatherer, you're collecting logs, you bring them to the marketplace and sell your logs. Or if you have a friend, you can actually just sell the logs to him. Let's say he's a woodworker, and he'll take the logs and actually make them into planks. Let's just, use him as an example here. So he'll take the spruce logs, make them into planks, which in turn, he'll sell the planks to someone else who's maybe making, fishing rods, hoe handles, pickaxes, pole. It's all the basic stuff
that you get from any MMO, but actually really well done. There's a lot of supply chain, prices fluctuate. Currently, there's really not, it seems to me there's not enough people cutting trees or doing woodworking. So that's an option for you. Of course, there's many other options. Say you don't want to be a forester and you have a friend that wants to be a blacksmith, making bars all day, and you want to help him out by mining, let's say, copper ore. You'll notice here, I just go to locations, gathering grounds. There's tons of different ones, tons of different materials, by the way, and each one's completely different. That's another thing with specialization. You know, there might be a tin pick head maker who's the highest in the land, who you know then gets the most money. You can specialize ridiculous in this game. I'll get more into that in a second. Let's just say ore. As I started copper ore, you'll notice you slowly go up in levels and mastery, which enables you to open up higher tiers of materials, which are very important. So there is progression on this. Like I said earlier, though, I mean, you can just click this start at AFK and, you know, come back a week later or something. So, you know, if you're working, school, whatever, and don't really have time for an MMO, that's what I was saying initially. Like, this game might be perfect for you, you know, scratch that economy itch, but not suck your soul out of you at the same time like a lot of games do. Going up to profile here, eventually, even though you start out with no gear and you were there's no gear requirement to actually start mining or start forestry or, you know, whatever else. You won't have any money though, so you might have to do gathering in the beginning before you start making, you know, bars in blacksmithing or planks in forestry. Of course, there's other stuff, you know, like botany, making armor, and that's what I'll get into here. There's actually gear, and you can see my gear here. And what I have here is a gear set for me. I'm a blacksmith making nails, so I want to get gear that helps, you know, makes my crafting better, a higher profit margin. And you can mouse over this. This is just your typical gear. To buy this, these are all light armors. I just went to the marketplace under light armors and, you know, bought the best ones I could. You'll notice a skill page here, pretty in depth. Let's just take a look at my blacksmithing. You'll notice, okay, I'm a blacksmith, which is overall, you know, just blacksmithing you get experience for. But then you can see this specialized. I'm specializing in just copper nails. First I made the copper bars, now I'm making the copper nails. You can see my mastery is in copper nails, not tin nails or iron nails or any of these other type of nails. So you can see you have many options here to, you know, get into something that maybe no one else is doing and make even, you know, get really far ahead in this game. I'm just screwing around pretty much making copper nails. I was able to make $1 billion in the first week. I'm sure like there's people here already with trillions. So if you're really good with economy, you know, you don't even really need to do anything. I guess if you just have some starter cash, you could just buy and sell opportunities on the market too, if you want, you know, something more active in this game. And just looking at like some of the other options here in the cities, you can see, yes, there's people who cook, smith, woodworking, alchemy. One of the interesting things is going up into the leaderboards. I'm just going to go under blacksmithing quickly. You can see, okay, here's Incendar, rank 164 out of everyone else. So you can actually find the people and contact them through this. You know, say you need copper bars, you could look for the greatest copper bar maker in the land, clicking his name, and that's how you can contact these people. A lot of them are also on Discord or over here in the chat for making deals. You can see in copper nails, I'm really just trying to like go crazy on this. I'll probably switch to something else. I've been making pretty good money here. I think I might have to switch over to planks. As far as other things in the games, I actually haven't even tried the combat. There is combat zones and where you go and you fight different stuff, and that's how you can also quickly bring in starting money, just like the gathering. Overall, there's a lot in this game. You know, you got to get used to, there's no graphics. I think that's going to be a plus for a lot of people though that feel burdened in their current MMOs, but, you know, really like to play this economy stuff. Also, for you crafters, you really want to AFK a super long time. There's actually building queues. You can see rare copper nails. I've got queued out for 7,200 ticks here. Ticks are the 5-second intervals. So I think it's what, 720 or something per hour. I'm setting these at 10 hours each, so I can pretty much AFK for 3 days here. I'm making nails. One of the big things, I didn't want this video to be as long as it's already gotten. I do feel like I have to mention it though. The developer has extremely well written out roadmaps, and I will put the link to the Discord below so you can actually see what direction they want to take this game. And I really like everything I see. With the recent housing that was added. I was lucky enough to be around when that happened. I got a large cottage here. I was pretty taken aback by how well thought out this housing system was. I mean, these houses take, let's say, nails and planks, but to pop buffs that you also buy these additions to specialize. Of course, I picked blacksmithing stuff that specialize into whatever you're doing. For this, and there's also like a sink they added in here for the in-game currency by popping these buffs. Say you wanted to increase your mastery quicker. Down here, you can see you can just pop these buffs. If they're red, they're off. Then you can turn them on and on. Need some difficulty for something harder. But this whole system, really well thought out, because it's going to totally drain the market of obviously blacksmiths, gatherers for both ore and wood, because of the planks and nails, but also a huge in-game currency sink, which is just really well thought out. I haven't really seen some. A lot of the games I play, MMOs, are just, there's no thought at all put into ramifications to economy. This is making progress towards giving value to how much time you put in, and supply and demand, and it's just really well done. The other thing is, obviously, I'll put the link for the Discord, but the developer actually talks to the community directly in the Discord about the game. I'm taking the servers down and putting them up, but also, hey, there's a ban wave. And that's one thing I should mention. If you're thinking about just starting this up, maybe 10 accounts, you'll have your own gather, blacksmith, and maybe your own production. A couple days ago, I guess there was a ban wave. So it's probably not advisable to run tons of these on your own computer. I don't know what the situation is if you have a roommate. Obviously, it's very beneficial for you to have a team. I've been playing this more of a hardcore mode, not talking to people and just seeing how far I can get by myself. It's not very far as you get further in the game. So if you have a couple friends, you might want to have, hey, you mind just putting this on your phone or tablet or browser and just let it, gather wood all day to sell me at night or something. I can totally see that. I think this game has a lot of solid things put into it already. It scratches that itch for me. I didn't even realize it. That's why I play a lot of these MMOs that are just extremely time consuming for me. I'm not going to mention any names, where you have to just put so many hours in, and then something like this comes along, which is just completely passive, scratches that economy itch. And it's free. I mean, you can donate to the developers. I'll have to find out more about that. If you enjoy this, I recommend you do, because I support this kind of game. I think we're going to see a lot more of this in the future. There's actually tons more games like this. I just got started in this genre, so I'm going to try out some more and maybe do some more reviews. Make sure to subscribe, because I'm going to probably maybe do some more videos on this. Maybe, something getting started from nothing or something, something along those lines. But subscribe. Put some comments below what you think about this too. I'm kind of curious, because we have all these new MMOs coming out, and then we have these new guys. These new kind of games are just some guys, since they don't have to do the graphics and all the other stuff. I mean, just one person or two people or small teams can actually put these solid, well thought out games together. That I think there's probably other games that specialize into other stuff other than economy and supply chain too. So this is just, again, a golden age of games, I think, for us. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.